Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. We are on to day number 6 today. We've got 5 down, we've got a couple more to go, celebrating Halloween. In these parts, we like to call it Hallo-week. 7 days, 7 wreaths, plus that one bonus episode right at the very end, totaling 8 episodes consecutively. I hope you are enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making these wreaths and these videos. And I'm also curious, what kind of style do you love or how you decorate your home? Is it kind of like that cutesy style? Is it the scary style, the horror style, or the creepy style? I will admit, I'm a mix of cutesy and horror, kind of creepy. I love Halloween gnomes, for example. They're so cute, and the little signs. And then I also love like witches and vampires, and I have spiders all over the place, some mice and rats and centipedes, ravens and skulls. So I have a mix of kind of the cute and creepy at the same time, and I'm curious to know how you decorate your home and in what style do you like? The creepy, the happy, the cutesy? Let me know in the comments right down below. In the meantime, why don't we get started with another episode of Hallow-week? Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. I am using a 14-inch wire wreath frame, and I found this little wall hanging that has a little Frankenstein and the words boo, so I decided to pick that up. I'm going to be using some 6-inch deco mesh, some of this tulle, and I'm also going to be using pipe cleaners today. And I found a little spare nesting of this deco tubing that I'm going to add to the wreath as well for a little bit of interest. Along with some of my crafting utensils, I'm going to create this project today. Starting off, I am going to be cutting my deco mesh, and I'm going to use this little Dollar Tree mat that I have. It's a cutting mat. The size that I'm going to use is 7 inches. So all I'm going to do is wrap it around this little cutting mat, and I'm going to wrap around the entire roll. So I'm just going to wrap until my heart's content, and then I'm just going to cut both ends, and that's going to give me 7-inch lengths of deco mesh. Once I've got all of my little deco mesh lengths cut, I'm going to create a little bundle using a pipe cleaner I cut in half. And the first one that I'm going to do is I am just going to roll that up into a little tube, or as I like to say on my channel, a little cannoli, and then hold it in between my peace fingers. For the second one, I'm actually going to turn our deco mesh a little bit on an angle, and then I'm going to start at the bottom right-hand corner and roll it up. Now this will create a tighter tube and longer tube, just to create some interest. So I've got a little short tube there and a longer tube. And for the third piece, I'm going to roll it up in a tube shape once more and feed it in between my fingers. And the final one, I'm going to roll it up on that angle. So I'm just twisting my deco mesh around, rolling it up starting from the bottom right-hand corner, creating that long, narrow tube. And then I'm just going to grab that pipe cleaner, slide it along my fingers, transfer the deco mesh to my other hand, and then give it a couple of good twists, creating our first little bundle ready for our wreath. And as you can see them side by side, it creates a lot of interest with different height, different lengths. I love how it turned out. So again, my first roll is just a tube. The second roll, I am rolling it on an angle to create a longer tube, and I am just placing those right in between my fingers. If you don't want to hold them in your hands, you can use a paper clip or you can use a clothespin. It's totally up to you. I find it's easy just to hold it in between my fingers. Using that pipe cleaner, twisting it a couple of times, and we just created another bundle for our wreath. And our next little addition is going to be the tulle. This time I'm going to be using the longer length of that cutting mat, and I think that's about 9 or 10 inches if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm just wrapping it around, doing the entire roll, coming in, and I'm going to cut both sides. And then once that's done, I have my little piles ready to go. And all I'm going to do is just add about 4 or 5 per bundle of this tulle, lay it down, kind of, not so straight, hold in the middle there, and then wrapping that pipe cleaner in the middle, giving it a couple of good twists. And then of course you can fluff it up after that to separate the tulle to make it a little bit fuller. And again, like I said, I am just laying that tulle down, grabbing the center, adding that pipe cleaner, and then giving it a couple of good twists, and then a nice good fluff right at the very end. One more item that I'm going to be creating, another bundle here, just with this old tubing that I had laying around. I created bundles before, but I actually didn't use it for a project that I wanted to use it for. So now I'm just going to use it, and I'm just going to put about 4 of them together in a bundle, wrap it around with that pipe cleaner, and we're good to go. Now that I have everything done, all my bundles are in place, I'm just going to organize and plan how I want to attach the letters to my wreath frame and how I'm going to attach my bundles as well. So what I've decided to do is that I'm actually going to use 3 sections of my deco mesh, tubing, and my tulle to create this, and then the other 3 sections will be for the lettering. All I'm doing here is I am turning the wreath frame face side down, and I'm going to be attaching it to the 2 wires on the inside plus the crossbar. That's going to create an anchor so that little bundle is not going to go anywhere. I twist it a couple of times, cut it using my scissors, and we've got our first bundle attached already. I'm going to be taking a second bundle. I'm going to do the exact same method, except this time I'm just going to attach it to the 2 inside wires and not the crossbar, and twisting it a couple of times around those wires. And once I've got a good connection there, I'm going to take my scissors and just cut off the excess. Now I'm going to attach my little tulle here. So I've got a bundle of tulle. So far I've got 2 bundles attached of my deco mesh, now 1 bundle of tulle, and I'm doing the same thing, wrapping it around the 2 inside wires and then cutting off the excess once it's attached. Now I'm going to attach a bundle of that deco tubing, and again, same thing, wrapping around the 2 inside wires and then cutting off the excess. So my pattern so far is 2 deco mesh bundles, a tulle bundle, a tubing bundle, then I'm going to add another I'm going to add another tulle bundle, and then 2 deco mesh bundles within 1 section. And then once I finish that and turn it over, you can just see how full of life and interest this all creates using the 2 different sizing of the deco mesh, using the tubing and the tulle. And I'm just going to finish it off with my next 2 sections. And once that's done, half of my wreath is all completed, and I just love how this turned out. I love the different materials that we're using here. I love how full it got. And now I'm just going to plan out again where I'm going to attach those letters. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bead of hot glue right onto that wire there, attach that B, and that's going to be the start of our Boo wreath. These letters are felt letters. They're pretty sturdy. I was really impressed with them. I thought they were going to be a little bit flimsy when I first saw them, but they are really nice and firm. They don't bend. They've got a good solid firmness to them, and attaching them to the wreath frame was so easy, so quick, and it worked out perfectly. Of course, we've got our Boo on there now, and when I was looking at it, I was kind of like, this needs something else. I think the black is too black and we need to separate it just a little bit and just break it up. So I had some lime green pipe cleaners. All I did was cut them in half, and I started rolling them around my pencil, making little curly cues. Then I'm just going to take some glue, add those curly cues in every now and then, just like I said, to break up that black. I mean, I love how the black turned out. I loved the color of the Boo letters, but I thought this just needed a little bit something extra, so I added those little pipe cleaner twisties. And I just love how this turned out. This wreath really makes me smile. I love the different textures. I love the different materials and the look of it. And of course, adding those lime green little pipe cleaners added even more interest to our letters. B-O-O. Boo. Not in the bad way, in a good way. But here is our little boo wreath for our Hallo-week series. Don't forget to check the playlist down below for all the other episodes in this series. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm so glad you joined me again for Hallo-week episode day number 6. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.